Here's one thing to strive to become early in your life and career. That is financial independence. This means ensuring that your money is solely yours, without anyone or anything having control over it. It's important to work towards this goal as soon as possible, to start gain a good understanding of both society and money. Learn how to earn money, where to get it, its sources, and the significance of effectively managing it. This knowledge will empower you to navigate the financial aspects of life and build a secure future. Your income is primarily determined by your philosophy. You see, I didn't figure this out until I turned 25, because they don't teach it in high school, and I didn't hear about it during the 1 year I spent in college. So here's the key. Your income is primarily determined by your philosophy, not the economy. And the philosophy is simple. Success is something you attract by becoming an attractive person. Success isn't something you chase after. It's something you attract. Is it okay to strive for success? Is it okay to strive to become rich and wealthy? Some people find it hard to think positively about being rich. They believe that rich people might not be moral, could be ruthless. Rich people don't care. However, that's not entirely accurate. While it's true that some rich people lack morals, are ruthless and indifferent, it's important to recognize that many poor individuals share these same traits. So having these negative qualities is not exclusive to being rich or wealthy. The real problem is when someone gains success at the expense of others. It's what we call corruption, and it's certainly wrong. Corruption is evil, but being wealthy itself is not evil. So here's what I've learned to do to temper the words rich and wealth. I like to use the term financially independent. It feels a bit more doable than saying you want to be rich or wealthy. When I met Shofin, he inquired about my financial condition, asking, how much money have you saved and invested in the last 6 years? My answer was 0. Shof said, not a good number. And here's what I explained to him. If I had more money, I could come up with a better plan. Now remember this, because here's what he said. If you had a better plan, you would have more money. Key phrase, it's not the amount that counts, it's the plan that counts. The Bible has a great piece of advice on how to gain wealth and power. It suggests, be faithful over small amounts, and it will make you ruler over many. This wisdom teaches us an important lesson. It's perfectly fine, be a ruler. There's nothing wrong with that. However, the key to becoming a leader is practicing good stewardship, especially when dealing with small amounts. Imagine someone saying, if I had a lot of money, I would manage it well, but I've just got a paycheck. I'm not sure where it all goes. We say no. When we really check your faithfulness is when the amounts are small. It's the philosophy that executes your plan that counts. It's really important to start teaching kids about handling money from a young age. If a child gets $1 and spends it immediately, they've developed the wrong habits. Because you see, if they keep up with these poor money habits, with that first $1, chances are they might continue doing the same as they grow older. The things we learn when we're little are most often the plans we follow the rest of our lives. So if kids learn early on how to manage their money wisely, those lessons are likely to guide them throughout their lives. Showing them what to do with their money and where to put it. If a child has $1, what should he do with it is really important. It can have a big impact on their entire life. How they handle money and make decisions. Some might say, oh, it's just a child. But that's a big mistake in thinking. Dismissing it as just a child and just $1 is a major error. And letting a child spend the entire $1 without helping them understand where that choice might lead is a significant disservice to the child. It's crucial to explain to them the journey and the path they're taking when they spend the whole $1. This guidance is like giving them a roadmap to make better decisions with their money as they grow up. So if a child wants to use up the whole $1, you gently tell them, hold on. You can't spend the whole $1. The child might ask, why not? That's when you say, let me show you. And you take him to the other side of town and say, would you like to live here? This is where people end up living when they spend all the money they have. Sometimes it's easier for kids to understand things when they can see them. So showing them the actual circumstances of spending everything you have can leave a lasting impression. When the kids come home with their eyes wide open, you can ask, would you like to live in a place like that? Most likely they will say, no, I wouldn't want to live there. That's when you connect the dots and explain. That's why you can't spend the whole dollar. It's about making choices that lead to a better life. Your financial journey begins with what you do with the first dollar. Here's where it all begins. Of course, you can make mistakes and correct them later, find a better path, but it all hinges on those initial decisions about your resources. Here's a key phrase for you to remember. Life presents us with two main challenges. The first challenge, the development of our full potential, making the most of what we've got within us. And the second challenge, the wise use of all our resources, not just money, but everything we have. This pretty much sums up life in a nutshell. The development of all our potential and the wise use of all our resources. Now, here's the first lesson in economics that everyone should learn it. And it's something you should start learning when you're old enough to understand what a dollar means, how to earn it, how to hold on to it, and what to do with it. So the initial lesson in economics is pretty straightforward. We primarily get paid for value. That's the key takeaway. Bringing something valuable to the marketplace is how you make money. It's not about the time it takes. Although I understand that it does take time to offer something valuable, but you get paid for the value, not the time. Now, since that's true, here's one of the key questions for today. Can you increase your value to the marketplace and, as a result, double or even triple your income in the same amount of time? Is that a possibility? And it's always if, right? Life is known as the big if, as Harry Truman once said. Life is iffy. How true. It's indeed possible to significantly improve your results in the marketplace if you invest your efforts primarily in self-improvement. In other words, if you go to work primarily on yourself. Wealth says, discover your own talents and use them and take care of them. So your own talents and skills and gifts can take care of them. As I reflect more on the idea of wealth, I believe that it's our natural destiny to grow. Ultimately, discover happiness. It all begins with our mindset. It's a matter first to your philosophy. The philosophy of the rich. Rich people invest their money and spend what's left. The poor spend their money and invest what's left. What sets apart your financial future isn't solely determined by the state of the economy. It's deeply rooted in your personal philosophy. There are errors in judgment on economic philosophy. You might say, no, Mr. Rohn, it's the economy. No, it's the philosophy. If you find yourself not financially independent by the time you're 40 or 50, it's not about living in the wrong country, community, or time, and it certainly doesn't mean you're the wrong person or missed your chance. It simply means you have the wrong plan. I discovered you can be a nice person with the wrong plan. You can be a sincere person with a poor plan. It's quite common for things to go off track over time. Now, if you make wealth and financial freedom a top priority, your chances of achieving them increase significantly. Here's a tip. If you haven't done it recently or ever put together a financial statement. When I first discussed financial independence with Mr. Schoaf, he asked if I had a current financial statement. I said, what is a financial statement? I had no idea what that meant. So I got my primary education in taking a picture of where I was financially. Creating a financial statement, as I learned, is quite straightforward. You list the value of what you own, your assets on one side of the paper, and the total of what you owe, known as your liabilities, on the other side. By subtracting the liabilities from the assets, you get your current net worth. Now, it doesn't tell you what you are worth as a person, but rather what you are worth in money. I said to Mr. Schoaf, my financial statement isn't going to look that good. He said, it's not about how good it looks. What matters is that you actually do it. So I went ahead and put together my first financial statement. I had a bunch of liabilities. Money I owed to my parents, budget finance for my car and other debts. Now, when it came to the asset side, I had to dig deep. I even listed my shoes as an asset because, well, they were worth something. It was a bit embarrassing, especially after 6 years of working. But here's the thing. You don't have to show these results to the whole town. The community doesn't need to know how you're doing financially, but it's incredibly crucial for you to know it. Understanding your own financial picture is what matters most. And that's why taking the time to create that statement is so important. If being rich bothers you, don't pursue riches. Some people mention that the Bible suggests it's tough for a rich person to make it to heaven. They say, well, I'm okay with that challenge. They didn't say it was impossible, just challenging. And a little challenge doesn't bother me. I'm also reminded that the Bible says the meek shall inherit the earth. But where does it say you have to be poor to be meek? It doesn't. That notion is just an interpretation, a poor rationalization that lazy people use. People who need to justify their lack of progress, those who give up when things get tough, people who never even try. When you check your bank account and income and find yourself feeling unhappy, the Bible can provide some insights on what might be going wrong and how to make positive changes. I have found in my experience that income does not far exceed personal development. You might experience a sudden boost in income due to luck. But sure enough, unless you grow out where it is, it'll usually come back where you are. Life has strange ways. If somebody hands you $1 million, best you become a millionaire quickly. Develop the mindset and skills of a millionaire so you can effectively manage and keep that money. Otherwise, there's a good chance it'll disappear. Somebody once said it, if you took all the money in the world, divided it up equally among everybody, it would soon all be back in the same pockets. That's quite surprising. Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. It's like success is on the lookout for a comfortable spot to settle. So rather than actively pursuing it, the key is to focus on improving yourself. Personal development, by working on becoming a better person. You naturally attract success into your life. See, when you're talking about your job, the major question isn't just about what you're getting in terms of pay or benefits. The major question to ask on the job is, what are you becoming? It's not only about what you earn, but more significantly, it's about the person you're evolving into through your work. Because true happiness is not contained in what you get. Happiness is contained in what you become. Now, different people have different views on what wealth means. For some, it's about having enough money to do whatever they want in life. For others, it's finding freedom from debt and the constant feeling of being obliged to someone or something. To some, wealth represents opportunities. And for many, wealth means $1 million. It's a unique word, millionaire. The amount of money that makes someone feel wealthy can vary from person to person. However, I believe that our common dream is to have freedom from financial stress. More choices, the ability to enjoy life and the chance to create and share wealth in this context. The possession of great financial resources that improves the quality of your life gives you added dignity and expanded lifestyle. Take a moment to figure out what wealth really means to you. Hold on to your own picture of what wealth looks like in your mind. If you're born in America or make your way here, remember that part of your heritage is the chance to achieve financial independence in a country filled with hope and promise. It's not just a privilege. It's our right, and it's something we can all strive for to achieve the very best that life has to offer, including personal wealth. When it comes to financial independence, a key aspect is figuring out how you want to live. People have different needs. Some might require millions to fund various projects and support causes they believe. And here's what's exciting about America. What if you decided you had to be rich to do all the things you wanted to do, go all the places, support all the projects? What if you had to be rich? Are there books on the subject? Yes, there are plenty of books that tell you how to get rich. But here's the thing. If being rich isn't a necessity for you, you might not bother reading those books. There's a whole world of possibilities, and financial independence allows you to navigate it in a way that suits your dreams and desires. Why would you go in the opposite direction of your dreams? Imagine someone dreams of being wealthy, but ends up making decisions that lead to financial disaster every day. Or someone wishes for happiness, but consistently thinks negative thoughts and does things that lead to certain despair. Like walking away from what you want instead of moving towards it. So to have a prosperous life, start a prosperity plan. If you aim to become wealthy, make a wealth plan. Here's the thing, you don't have to be wealthy to have a wealth plan. Even if you don't have much, you can still create a plan for a prosperous life. If you're ill, consider starting a health plan. If you lack energy, begin an energy plan. If you think you're not smart, initiate a smart plan. The key is that anyone can do it. It's about taking steps to improve different aspects of your life, regardless of your current situation. Even a bad person can start hearing good messages and reading good books. It's important to realize that the journey to a better, happier, and wealthier life begins today. What's really thrilling is that both the process of making positive changes and the positive outcomes can start happening from this very moment. You have the power to take the first steps toward a better life today. Start the new journey today. If a fresh idea pops into your mind, seize the opportunity to turn it into action right away. Make today the beginning of a disciplined effort to bring that idea to life. Set up today as the first day of your long, busy, and exciting journey toward a new and improved life. Consider getting the first book for your new library today. Start the practice of setting goals for yourself, beginning right now. Today is the day to kick off the positive changes you want to see in your life. Start eating an apple a day on your new health plan today. Allocate some funds to your new investment proportion account today. Infuse some momentum into your commitment to a better life. Challenge yourself to engage in as many positive activities as you can on this very first day. Kickstart your progress by activating the thrusters today. It's about taking those initial steps toward a healthier, wealthier, and happier you. Prove to yourself that waiting is over. Hoping is past now. It's all about faith and action taking the lead. Embrace the fact that it's a fresh day, a brand new start for your life. With discipline, you might be surprised by the multitude of positive steps you can take on the very first day of this new beginning, where faith and action guide your journey towards positive change. Think about it. What do you really have to lose? Only the feelings of despair, fear, and guilt from the past, only the dissatisfaction, unhappiness, and lack of fulfillment you've experienced before. There are countless stories, examples, and experiences of individuals who started with nothing, yet they had the determination to keep going until they achieved more than they ever imagined. So consider what awaits you if you decide to take the leap and work towards a better future. The potential gains far outweigh the losses from the past. Take a closer look at the experiences of those who worked their way to success rather than those who were born into it. Imagine if you made a conscious decision to become wealthy. What if you truly harnessed the power of your ambition and your life began to take a positive turn? Delve into the stories of those who climbed to the top through hard work and determination, and ponder the possibilities that unfold when you set ambitious goals for yourself. Besides getting on the right path, increasing your earning potential, cutting down what you spend, and increasing what you save, invest, and give away. Along with all the advantages that come with these achievements, there will also be some setbacks or disappointments, despite the positive changes. It's essential to recognize that challenges may still arise along the way. One of the downsides that may come with achieving your full potential is experiencing disappointments within your initial circle of friends. It's disheartening when people you started with choose to stay where they are. Some might criticize your accomplishments while others may distance themselves because you're striving for improvement. They may linger behind, whispering things like, "Oh, he's forgotten about us now that he's doing so well." In fact, they might say more than that. They might gather in their little group and come up with various justifications for their own mediocrity. However, it's crucial to remember that those who opt to stay behind are selecting their own path, an average path, the path of mediocrity. And those who have climbed above the crowd almost always wish they could return to their earlier friends. They yearn to offer friendship, love, and assistance to help them break free from their struggles, sharing ideas of hope and inspiration. Unfortunately, such reunions rarely occur because jealousy tends to build a substantial barrier, one that seems almost impossible to overcome. Despite the desire to extend a helping hand, the walls of envy often prevent the reconnection with old friends who have chosen a different path. So as you change, your circle of influence will change, your friends will change, your life will change. And that's part of achievement and ambition and success.